Um, I just feel like I've hit a wall.
Sure,
So,
sure. How long you been playing?
since season 3 of Overwatch 2.
What got you into it?
Uh, the One Punch Man skins.
Sure. Okay. And you say One Punch Man skins, but your hero pool is Kiriko, Brigitte, and Ana.
Right.
So talk me through that. I mean, that is not the combo that I would expect, but hey, I'm pleasantly surprised here.
Um, well, for the most part, I'd like to think I'm not a one trick, but I think I am.
Okay.
Because I have
How
like
so?
400 more. I have 400 more hours on Kiriko than I do my second most played, which is Brig.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's kind
Okay.
of.
Okay. 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 Do you what's the quality of play though, not the quantity of hours? Like was Kiriko your first main, and you expanded from
Um,
there?
yeah, pretty
Okay.
much.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. Where do you think your quality of play is then? May not be the best
Um,
person to ask for this, right? But from your impression, what do you think?
I mean, as of late, I feel like I've dipped a little bit because I haven't gotten the best sleep,
Yep.
but I'm definitely coming up.
Okay. Fun fact for me, my one of my worst, not worst, okay, but one of my most underperforming heroes are the heroes that I main at the start, right? Because all the baggage of like all the bad habits that I built whenever I started playing, and also I put in a ton of hours, but a lot of those hours are just like learning Overwatch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So like I wouldn't really worry about my hours. I'd focus on just like as objective as you possibly can. How good am I actually at this character, right? Oftentimes, the later that you learn characters, the faster that you learn them because you have more and more experience and more general understanding to kind of bring to the table here, if that makes sense. But your form says you want to be a rank one Kiriko. So is it I want to continue to develop myself as a player as a whole? I want to focus specifically on my Kiriko. I want to focus specifically on my hero pool outside of my Kiriko because all of those are good goals. None of those are bad, right? Be a one trick?
right.
Yeah, great. Develop your hero pool? Absolutely great. A little bit of both? Yeah, that's great too. So where do you feel like you're kind of feeling right now?
I definitely need to expand my hero pool for the sake of the team that I play for.
Ah, okay, so there's the rub. Talk to me about that. When did that happen?
Um, well, a few months ago, I joined this team, and low-key we need a Lucio because we don't have any Lucio players.
Okay. Do you want to play Lucio? Is that like your heart's desire?
I mean, not necessarily, but I do enjoy his gameplay, so I wouldn't
Okay.
mind.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's where I'm frank. You're going to need to make a decision here. Because I don't think it's bad to change the hero pool for your team if that's what you want to do. But if he's not a priority for you and you're only doing it for your team, that might be a bit of a problem long term. So here's what I
Right.
would say. Short term direction, go for it. Explore it out. There's no harm done. But if we go a month from now, 2 months from now, whatever, and you're like, ugh, then you have to be confident making that call. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know anybody that went pro focusing exclusively on a character that they really did not like playing. There's a reason why back in the GOATS days of Overwatch 1, which maybe you've heard about, Brig killed DPS. It was like Ebola for DPS players, basically GOATS meta, right?
Yeah.
Like they also freaking quit, right? And I can't blame them because it sucked. It was boring and it lasted way too long. So it's like you didn't get into Overwatch to play Brigitte, and Brigitte back then was so much more boring than she is now too. So your choice. Go on that side quest, explore it out, then make your decision from there. Make sense?
Yep.
Goals are to go high level, it sounds like, regardless of the character, whether it's Lucio, Brig, Ana, Kiriko, you want to get better at the game, period. Correct?
Yes, for
Why?
sure. Uh, it's just the game that I enjoy the most right now, and
hmm
I mean, why not?
So that explains, okay, sure. That explains why it's the one that you're applying yourself to, but it still doesn't exactly explain why you would want to apply yourself to something, right?
Oh,
Um,
well, kind of like
we,
the other guy said, I just kind of want to be good at something, at
sure.
least.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fair. Say feeling a sense of progression is good. So then a sense of progression can be the satisfaction of a job well done, but it can also be the learning structure of I know now how to apply myself to two different things, right? That's kind of why we're here,
Yes.
right? So when we talk about how do you play, how often do you play? You play very often, if not every day, for 3 to 6 hours, and average around 10 hours of in-game time per week. So around 10 hours of gameplay per week, yeah?
Yeah.
How much of that is ranked, scrims, and so on?
Probably 60% ranked, 40% scrims.
Okay. 6%, 40% scrims. Okay. How much of that is Curie, Lucio, and so on? And what are we going to be looking at today?
Probably zero Lucio.
Zero Lucio. Okay.
Uh, yeah. And then
Okay.
I mostly just play Kiri on scrims, and then for ranked I play Kiri, Junome, maybe Brig.
Okay. Curie, Juno, maybe Brig. Okay. Sounds good. So I would say hero pool wise, if we ignore like the pro strategy side of things,
Mm.
you're spread a little thin, depending on how much Juno, how much Brigitte you're playing. You're spread a little thin for the amount of time that you're playing. So where are
Okay.
you at rank wise right now?
I am Diamond 1. I wanted to
Okay.
get to Masters before the the session, but I couldn't for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, but that's what
Although I
the
did.
session's for, no?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, no ego. Check at the door. You're gonna get the Diamond Kiriko coaching title, so you're fricked. But you know what? Good. It's good for your ego. You know what I'm saying? That's where you're at right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So hero pool a little broad. Mostly Kiriko will focus on Kiriko.
Yes.
For the amount of time that you're putting in right now, we could squeeze more value out of what you're doing, of course, and probably get you into Masters. But if you're going to meet the rank 1 Kiriko, 10 hours a week is not going to happen. That being said, you don't have to train like the rank 1 Kiriko now. Success is snowballing. So let's focus on taking the time that you're putting in right now, get as much value and quality out of it as you possibly can, and then in a month or two, reevaluate. Hey, I like where I'm at. I like the game. I'm enjoying playing. I'm enjoying applying myself. Maybe we do more. Sound good?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But let's remove your, I don't even want to say a long-term goal. Let's put it as, this is more semantics, but I think it's important. It's a dream. It would be cool to be the rank 1 Kiriko. But right now, my goal right now is to be Masters 5, Masters 4. And to do so with characters that I enjoy. You get what I'm saying? And you can pivot that whenever you'd like. But basically, a goal is something that you can currently achieve with what you're doing right now. A dream is I would have to be in a different situation, different circumstances to reach that, so it's not realistic right now. But it would be cool if I did that. Maybe I will one day. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions about anything here?
How to manage mental.
Repeat the question.
How to manage one's mental.
How to
'Cause
manage
I feel
one's mental. I was just about to talk about that because that's the last thing in your form here. Mostly mental because I feel like sometimes I don't struggle with it at all, but other times I really beat myself and just feel terrible without being able to escape it. Talk me through it.
Okay, so as it says, sometimes like I just play the game, I enjoy it. If I lose, I'm like, okay, GG, go next.
Okay.
Like it doesn't matter.
Okay.
But like
Okay.
other times, it just really tilts me for some reason, and I don't
Sure.
know what it is.
Okay. So here's where you're going to be the big man on the block here. You're going to tell me in what circumstances when it bothers you and what circumstances it doesn't. And if you say, "Oh, I don't know," well then you're gonna have to think about it for more than 10 seconds, right?
Yeah. I mean, definitely when I get diffed, it hurts my ego for sure.
Sure.
And like also when I know I can play better, but I'm just playing like butt, and for some reason I can't do better. When I
Okay.
know I can.
Okay. When you say I know I can do better, but I'm not doing better, is that a consistent problem for you?
I would say so, because
Okay.
I guess I'm not a consistent player.
Okay. How would you define that? Consistent mechanically, decision making, everything?
Yeah, everything.
Okay. Have you spoken with other players that have had problems like that?
Um, I don't know if the same problems, but I've definitely spoken with my teammates, and one of the coaches,
Sure. Sure.
and they say that I have pretty terrible game sense compared to my mechanics,
Okay. In what regard, game sense wise?
like positioning
Sure. Sure.
and just what's going on in the game. Like I'm just really tunnel vision. Yeah, I have terrible tunnel vision.
Okay, no, wait a second. Wait a second here. I'm not disagreeing with this here, but I thought we were talking about inconsistency. Now we're talking about like your tunnel vision's bad, your positioning's bad, your game sense is bad. That's not inconsistency. Right. So do you have an inconsistency problem?
I mean, sometimes I play really good, so I assume that's when it's not happening, unless.
Do you what versus what compositions, what maps, what heroes?
Heroes I wouldn't know, but on my team when we scrim, we usually almost lose King's Row, so I guess just narrow maps is my issue.
Okay. So I'm gonna be honest with you. That's the first useful thing that you said about your gameplay in like the last 5 minutes. Everything else has been just kind of guesswork and conjecture. Here's a little bit of a news flash for you. Okay.
Okay.
It's good news. You are not special with your inconsistency. Okay.
Thank God.
Okay. Everybody deals with inconsistency. You're not unique in that regard whatsoever. Literally everybody is inconsistent, whether it's your sleep, like you were bringing up earlier, or more likely, your understanding of a certain matchup, the bad luck of the dice. You're playing versus a person who's just a little bit better than you and you didn't realize it. You're bad in these certain maps. Like you just said it right there. Okay, maybe King's Row, it's not an inconsistency issue. Maybe I actually just don't have enough experience playing on that map. You don't have an inconsistency problem, most likely. The only people that I've ever worked with that have an inconsistency issue are two types of people. One that are terrible with their personal hygiene in terms of like their sleep and so on. And so they very wildly fluctuate in pressure output. Mm-hmm. Or they occasionally have like really bad mental days. And the irony here is you're like, oh yeah, that's me, right? But how often do you get frustrated and create a mental day because you perceive yourself as being inconsistent on that day? Even if you're not. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like sometimes you're just gonna suck. Sometimes you're not gonna. You may even have a good day, but you perceive it as bad because of an unlucky. Let's say you start the scrim block on a King's Row. Maybe you're like, all right, well I guess the rest of the day I'm just gonna be inconsistent. You get tilted and you play bad, right? Focus on what you can control. Your sleep, as mostly can control. Your King's Row positional study, mostly can control. Specific goals, mostly can control. Your inconsistency, you can't control. So just play the game. Just play the game. Let's play the game. All we're going to do today is we're going to say, yeah, you're inconsistent. Nice. Congrats. This is what we're going to do to address some of your inconsistency. Number one, by giving you something to focus on other than your inconsistency. But number two, maybe addressing some of those things that you're inconsistent about. You know? A lot of people that I've talked with that are like, oh, this is like a really game. I couldn't understand what was going on. I'm like, mate, you just don't know how to play the map. Like, what are you doing with your Suzus? Or like, what are you doing with your Kitsune? It's not complicated. It's not complicated. Focus on what you can control. That's it. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying you're not inconsistent. What I'm saying is that you are inconsistent. Everybody's inconsistent. Focus on what little ingredients of your inconsistency that you can control. And then if you still feel inconsistent, congrats. That's how it goes. Every athlete, every esports, every video game player ever deals with the same exact crap. It's just how it goes. There's certain aspects you just can't control. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Let's focus on the aspects that we can control, which is the VOD review right here. Do you have a replay code or codes for me?
Yes. I have codes from our last scrim.
Okay.
And I also have
Row?
I don't. We did not play King's Row.
Okay. That's all right.
This one was harder because this team has more GM players than we do, so it was a bit tough.
Did you feel inconsistent in that game? Coincidentally?
I guess. I mean, no. Actually, no.
All right, congrats. What a phenomenal performance then. Well done.
Alrighty. Here's code.
Okay. Any questions about what we talked about, or any questions about Kiriko specifically?
Yes, I actually have this on my mind all the time. It's just, I mean, it's nuance, like everything, but
of course.
I just have a tough time knowing when to take a flank, be aggressive, when to go back to my team. Because that's where I struggle. That's where my teammates tell me I struggle.
Okay. The answer is you should always have an angle, a sight line, right? And not exclusively just looking at your team's butt cheeks, right? You should always be on an angle. The question is when do you go hard flank on backline versus when do you kind of play a more conservative angle? And here's the answer. It's nuanced, as you said. So your job is to practice making that decision. That's what you need. You don't need to always know the right decision because that's skipping steps. You need to practice making that decision, okay? So we're going to practice making that decision right now. All right?
All right.
So you're saying, how do I get strong? Tell me how to get strong. Pick up the weights and then do it again 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 and then do it again. Right now, are you on the position that you should be right now?
I don't think so.
Why? What's wrong?
Do
you have an angle at all?
Not in the slightest.
No, you don't. Not even in the slightest. You don't have control here. You don't have control and pressure here. You're sitting here. Now, here's the good news. A large portion of this is on your team because your team as a whole doesn't have an angle at all. This is terrible. Your team should be ashamed of themselves and just never play Overwatch again. But the reality is, like, I'm going to say something that is going to be a little bit uncomfortable. If your team in scrims doesn't take an angle, you might say, hey, I'm going to play this angle here and just go off by yourself. I would rather have you here than have you here. Now, if you're Juno or Cassidy or whatever, where if you had, like, let's say a support and DPS controlling this angle here, then yeah, you can go here. Then you can get pressure because you will get out of the choke, and then you need to deal with the Venture and not get surprised. So first things here is you shouldn't have been surprised by the Venture. When you play Kiriko, your number one priority is to defend yourself. Killing, surviving, shooting, and so on, right? So this is a mistake from you. But it's also not exactly... there's nothing that would have changed the result of this fight. Because either way, okay, you don't die to Venture immediately. Yeah, but you die slowly because you guys have the off-angle control of, like, a blob, right? This is useless. So take angle now. If you'd had a support and DPS go here, or your Juno had stayed here and you'd gone with your Cassidy or whatever here, your Genji here, that would have been fine. This is terrible. So at the very least, you're supposed to go by yourself.
Okay.
Now, I'm not going to be able to skip ahead here because this is a workshop code, so it'll go boom. So we'll have to 2 times it. Supposedly, that's going to be fixed today. Supposedly. That's what I've heard.
Hope to God.
Yeah, and by the way, you're welcome for that. I've been basically single-handedly carrying the feedback for that. I've been harassing them nonstop, giving them multiple replay codes that supposedly gave them the fix for it. So I want checks from everybody for that one. Okay, you're screwing up again, massively. You're doing it because it's in the scrim. You guys have 2 threats on your screen. 3 threats. One is the one in front of you. The second is whatever was over here just now. In fact, I don't even know where they are. Okay. And the third one is the one off to the left angle. You're playing Kiriko, and you're getting pincered. Again, your team is partly to blame for this. No offense, your team's map control sucks, right? This is embarrassing. But there's no excuse for you not to be marking this angle here or marking this angle here. Take the angle. You're going to die again. You're going to get pincered again here. How are you supposed to win here? You see what I'm saying? How are you supposed to win? Oh, we'll just go and push out the Venture, right? But look what's happening elsewhere. Look at your Orisa's HP. Look at your Genji's HP. Look at this choke. You're up 1, and it feels like you're down 4, right? This sucks, right? So my point here, and the Venture shouldn't have even died there, my point here is that what's happening here is you're taking 0 space, and that's why everything feels badly. That's not just your fault, it's also your team's fault. The question is, why are you not taking angles? Is it because, oh no, I need to heal my tank, this is a scrim, this is not a ranked game, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, this is what happens when you play. Have you ever watched a professional Kiriko PvE in the last few months?
For the first time I did, like, about a week ago. I watched Fielder.
Okay. Let's watch some Landon Kiriko Overwatch. Let's see if we can find one really fast here. Let's go OBS Sojourn Kiriko really fast here. I'll go Kiriko. Chorong. Yeah, we could do Shu or Chorong here. Let's see what we got here. That's Ana. I'm going to skip around until I find some Kiriko really fast here. I'm looking at... Oh, it's the same map. Look at that.
Huh?
We'd love to see it. It's lagging because I love YouTube. Spinning Wheel of Death. It's not loading at all. Okay, there we go. So it's a little different here because it's essentially Winston, Lucio, and so on. But I want you to look at how this is being done here. Okay, let me change up my window capture to capture. So it's a slightly different composition, but compositional differences are overrated. Let me turn off my stream and turn it back on. And so you're going to need to click on my profile picture and click around until you find it. Let me know when you found it.
Got it.
Got it? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's watch Shu, who's the quote-unquote main healer, right? There's no Juno here. No Juno here. So where is my Kiriko playing?
In the back.
In the back. On the sideline with who?
With Freya.
Right. Where is my Lucio playing?
With a Winston.
With a Winston on the left side. Now notice that my Kiriko isn't hard flanking necessarily. She still has an angle to see the Winston, but the priority is controlling this longer sightline while still being able to heal Winston. So we do a little bit of both. But I've got a good sightline to shoot, so we're not forfeiting our map control, and we still have the capability of heal. Now we'll skip ahead to another fight, a completely different fight. All right? Let's look at this one here. Again, look at the positioning of our supports. Kiriko's in the back, healing. Why? Where's my other support?
On an off angle.
On an off angle, right. Now, the question here is who should be on the off angle, who should be healing tank? The answer is it doesn't matter. There are circumstances, which we won't need to get into right now, where having Kiriko with your DPS instead of your Lucio is better. Usually, if you want the nitty-gritty details, is Kiriko is a little bit better when there's more space on the off angle. It's a very compressed little short room. Lucio is going to be better because he just has more survivability. Kiriko has a longer sightline. So there's a reason here with this massive open sightline, you're going to put your Kiriko here and put your Lucio on the angle. You kind of see what I'm saying? But that's what's missing here. And so the reality is if your team is not taking the angles that they quote unquote should, you need to take them for them. Look at the setup here. Where's my Lucio? On the back. Why is my Lucio on the back? He's marking Tracer on the angle. We're rotating as 5, but then look at how this fight plays out. Okay, this may not be the best one. We actually died in the rotation. Let's look at the next one. Okay. You see where we're rotating? Look at where we're starting. Look what we're starting. Suzu survives the ult. Okay, this is a mess. Look where my Lucio is. Look where my Kiriko is. Look where my Cassidy is. Look where my Lucio is. He's not necessarily taking crazy angles because his DPS are taking the angles for him. Now, he might find an opportunity to open up that space accordingly, but he's finding those sightlines. He's not sitting with 4 members of his team almost ever, unless they're rotating, right? Mm-hmm. Where should Shu be from here? Where should Shu walk forward to? Look at the Lucio. Look at where's Shu's angle? Where's Shu's sightline from here?
Probably the room in the middle if the cast goes in there.
Give me a direction. Left, right, straight forward.
Ooh, actually right. Actually right.
Okay, so right towards the mega?
Yeah.
Yep, you got it. That's where he should go. This is not good. And you see why? He gets punched for it. He should have opened up the angle to this window here and then shot to where he would have a sightline on his tank and not been standing on main. That cost him his Suzu. Congratulations, you're now better at Kiriko than Shu.
Let's go.
Nice job. Yeah, I mean, that sucks. That cost him his Suzu. It was completely avoidable if he'd open up his angle instead. Good job. Let's look at another one. Opening our sightline, opening our angle. I want you to notice where Freya is or where Freya isn't. You can't even see Freya initially, right? Yeah. Look where Lucio is. Look at where he is. Look at where Cassidy is. Look at where he is. Kiriko's the one that's not necessarily the one taking all the aggressive space, but I guarantee you if nobody was taking his space, Shu would. Sitting in the back. Where's the Tracer? Do you see the Tracer? Barely?
Yeah.
And do you see that he's even spacing himself? He's never directly on top of his backline. We're waiting. Tracer on the angle. Kitsune on main. Suzu teleports out. Why? Where should Shu be here instead?
Probably taking cover.
Where?
With the wall. I would say left.
Oh yeah, either way, right? So this is another situation where Shu, with all due respect, like Shu's positioning ends up getting himself caught, right? If anything, Shu is a little too fixated on the healing. Let's look at a different one here. Let's look at Chorong. This one will be fun here because I think, let's see here. Okay, yeah, so we got Ana, Kiriko. Okay, so this one will be a little bit closer to what you have because he has both Ana and Kiriko. So let's see what we got. What do you think of Chorong's positioning here? What's he doing here?
He's denying any flankers.
With who?
They actually
Kind of a trick question, right? It was Sombra. Now it's more who?
no one.
Yeah, no one. Now who is it? Now it's
Winston.
Freya, and now it's Winston, right? So he was by himself there for a second. He actually baited the dive by himself, Suzu'd himself, right?
Yeah.
This isn't ranked. This isn't ranked. This is professional level play. These are some of the best players. I think Chorong is one of the top 3 support players of all time. It might be a bit of a hot take, but I think this guy's insane. And look what he's doing. Why is he healing his Winston? Because he's on his angle. This is his space, my space. Yeah. So if I'm helping Sombra, great. Winston, it's fine. Freya, it's fine. I don't care who's here. You're mine. There it is. Right? Now, even if he doesn't get that kill, that forces resources, that protects his team. Look at that. Just even forces bubble just by being here, right? This is the type, like, even with Shu, he's still controlling angles, he's still controlling silence, it's just not nearly as deep. But that's because he has more of a responsibility to heal. And to be honest with you, I have a little bit less faith in Shu's Kiriko as well. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I have more faith in Chorong's Kiriko than Shu. That might be a bit of a hot take, but yeah. But does this look familiar? This is how you'd expect like Kiriko to be played in ranked, and yet here we are, right?
Yeah.
It's not that he's not healing. Of course he's healing. He's just healing whatever is on his angle. Otherwise, it's not his problem. So we're in a similar situation. You have, even with the Lucio, like let's say you guys were to play Lucio for whatever reason, you have a responsibility to control different sightlines. So we're not. You and your Juno have been essentially on top of each other almost this entire replay. You see what I'm saying? And so there's been no opportunity to deal with Venture, to deal with Sojourn. There's been no opportunity to shoot things, to take pressure off of your Orisa. So this is the best thing you've done this entire replay. This is it. Yeah, good job. Why do you think everyone feels so nice and peachy and rosy? Because they don't have a Venture shooting them in the back, right? This is your responsibility, and I wouldn't walk in towards the Venture because then the Venture has the advantage. But fight him on your terms.
Yeah.
No. Now you look at this and you're like, my queen died. Right. The queen, sorry, killed your Juno. Maybe there's nothing you can do there. But maybe you stay here. Like, unless you have a solution to help your team here, there's no real point running away. I know there's an urgency. Oh, we got to touch. But yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I started to play main more because my team didn't like me going on crazy angles, so.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have a talk about that, right? Like, aren't we? Like, right now, it's you guys are just single-handedly losing to this, right? It's the whole we don't have a Lucio player, so what do we do? Well, you need to go off and help your DPS. Like right now, your Juno could stay here, and you could go with your tank and sit in the back and heal your tank, but you guys cannot stack. Now, if you were to do your angle by yourself here, how would you behave? Let's say you're by yourself. What would you do?
Well, I would watch out for Sojourn Rail.
Correct.
Definitely play cover.
Mm-hmm.
Use my crouch with these stairs. And then if anything goes wrong, I just TP to my team.
Give the Venture respect. Give the Sojourn respect. Don't walk forward until you've seen cooldowns, right? And then when you get forced out, you walk out. But if you hold this angle here and keep the Sojourn honest and keep the Venture honest, then you're going to help your team. I mean, I'm not going to try to get too compositional with it, but I mean, it makes a lot of sense with the Ashe even, right? Like, why would we swap Ashe to go in here, right? You should be playing with your Ashe here. This would be optimal, right? Because it's a nice open sight lane. So this is important, and this is really bad because now this is what's happening. And it's not just what's happening here, which just hit 4 people, but it's also what's happening. Can you guess what's happening off to the right side of our screen?
My Ashe.
Dun-dun. The great compression has begun. Look at
Oh, yeah.
look at this. Look at this. Look at this. You guys are cooked. You guys are absolutely freaking cooked. Crazy.
Yeah.
So this is being a little bit more of a team VOD review here. So what I would like to do here is I would like to look at a ranked code as well. At least look at a couple of fights later on, if you have one. I don't know if you have one, but that would be awesome if you do.
Yeah.
Because to be frank, I don't want to keep hitting my head against a barn door here when it's clear you're not taking any angles whatsoever, and it's also clear that the fault isn't entirely yours. It's trying to kind of accommodate what your team wants, and what your team wants is stupid. This is really important that you don't walk away from this without forcing resources from Moira or Venture or both, right? You need to protect this rotation. This right here is really important. The problem is that your team hit, well, okay, this is the problem here. If we talk about game sense, okay, so we talk about game sense here. What was the mistake here from you? The crucial mistake with contesting these targets?
I didn't know my cast was this close.
Right. Where was your escape? Where was your team fighting? The answer is you didn't know and way over here. So there's no possible way for you to disengage.
Right.
Right? The mistake was not fighting. The mistake was probably fighting here. Yeah, I would never even walk in towards a Venture, to be honest with you. I think this is silly. I would have looked at them and kept walking. Look at them, keep shooting, keep walking until you get to here. More open space for you to play around. You get what I'm saying? So your mistake was not marking them. The mistake was marking them where you couldn't get out. And also, why would you walk in towards a Venture? Like, that's not, you're a sniper, basically, when you're talking about this matchup. You get what I'm saying? Don't do that. Don't do that, right? Play here, mark, shoot, and then you can get out for free and also mark the space. But I'm going to highlight that if you had not looked at this, and then you would have died to this. 100%. Again, see, these guys are holding space. Look at the pincer they got here. It's a little extreme, but it's working, right? Look at their queen. Why is our Moira on the flank? Why are we not? Look at the queen. The queen doesn't need help. You're going to lose the fight. And see, now you guys are scrambling. Surely we just go more peel characters. That will solve the problem, right? We'll watch maybe... I would like to look at one more fight on a different point. This is fine. This is fine because you can still control space from here, right? You don't have to go to your team and then just keep going to your team. You can go to here, heal here, shoot here. Oh, okay. Mark, okay, we're walking forward. But, you know, like, again, look at where the enemy team is from. Lucio, Moira, like, you're getting surrounded, right? Queen. There's nowhere to go. There's just nowhere to go. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's just nowhere to go. Like, you guys are basically have been surrounded like 6 fights in a row. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. You can't. That's okay. Let's watch one more fight at a different point. Cat. All right, we got a mark on the angle. Now, it's funny because it's accidental, and it's also going to be funny because it's going to fail anyway because they have a massive ult bank. But this resembles something almost halfway decent. You see it? Look at your split.
We could collapse in the queen.
Don't worry about collapsing. Forget about collapsing. Forget about pushing, kiting, whatever. Just look at the space you're controlling. With this beat engage, who do they focus?
They're gonna focus my tank.
Possibly, right? But do you see how that's a lose-lose situation for them? Who do they focus? You? Your Brig? Your Cass? Who do you focus? Right? It's not easy, right? You guys actually have a bit of a split here for once. So, now I would prefer that split to be executed without Suzu being burned immediately, and also, I mean, they've just used ult, so it's fine, but like with you having your perk to kind of shuffle. But for once, we actually have a bit of a pincer. So they go all in on your Brig with 2-3 ults, sure, but now they're going to die. Because look at the actual space that you guys have here. You can actually shoot people without having your head blown off here. So let's start shooting. I mean, you missed your shots, but there's actually an opportunity for you guys to... I mean, this was your best fight in terms of the split. Look at that. Wow, shocker, incredible. Who would have thought? Good job. You guys actually had a split. Now, next time, get your split without you having to teleport to your split like you did to your Rissa. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That should be opening up. Look at that. Wow, incredible. You're about to win a fight. 4 ults to 2. Okay? That's insane. That should never happen. Let's watch one fight from here. I keep saying one fight. Let's see. How's your Lucio spacing here? Sure. Now, I prefer you to not be by yourself here entirely, but this is still okay. You look at your soldier, look at you supporting your Cassidy, look at your Lucio, look at your Orisa. This is a little better. It's a little messy with where we're taking the fight, but it's all right. Yeah. Good. Yeah, look at that. Look at us controlling space. Good job. Now you're going to need to retake space here, right? And what I mean by that is you're going to need to get yourself back to a little bit healthier and then open up your angle here or open up your angle to heal here, right? Don't stand directly here. That's okay. It was a poor play from you mechanically, but like this still feels, and you're still winning the fight. You notice this? Again, you've taken space, you've controlled space, you've opened up your sightlines, things are working. You just can't have your supports and DPS all stacked in the same spot. You just can't win it. It doesn't mean you have to be literally all over the map. That might be where your team is criticizing you in the past, where you have gone crazy far, way away from where your team is taking the fight. That's not what we're looking for. We're saying your Lucio's here, you're here. Or you're here and your Juno's here. You get what I'm saying? Just open up a different sightline, open up a different angle. Let's look at a different code here.
Okay. We do end up winning though, somehow.
I can't. I mean, well, you're actually on a functional comp here, and you've also actually took angles for once. Like, you're actually on angles. Like, this last fight, the last two fights have actually been accidentally good. You get what I'm saying? So, unironically.
Would you like another scream code, or...
No. No. I'd like a rank code. I'd like you to, because you said half your time is playing ranked, right? So... around half, so like we'd like to take a look at what you're doing in ranked as well, because ranked is important. It's how you develop your mechanics and your positional flexibility.
Let's see if I have a good one.
Sure. Doesn't have to be a good one necessarily. Anything will be a representation of what you're doing, so it's not a huge sweat.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I can do this one, but I was just really lost this one specifically.
That's excellent. It's perfect. So if you look like a complete idiot, it's great, basically. Because that means that there's something to learn. You know, it's not, we don't sit here and roast you for it, but yeah. Now this is a tough one. Kind of goes without saying. Where are your sightlines? Where's your angle here? You right? It's not easy. You want a spicy take?
What is it?
You should start with your Doom.
Oh.
You should start with your Doom. Right? You don't have many angles on first point. Like, at all. This is the only one you got to start. Take it. Ah, but what if, like, I get punished disengaging out? Yeah. True. Don't let it happen. Don't save your Suzu if you need to. But this needs support. I mean, what else are you going to do here? You have it to teleport. Where are you going to teleport here? If you're going to play Kiriko on Circuit Royale and not Zen, Ono, Brig, whatever, then don't stand on main on the car. Hold an angle. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, we're shooting here. I'll give you credit. That is one thing that Kiriko does relatively well, but not as well as other characters. Hold some space. I would go as far as I'd park myself here. I don't like being in a small room with Kiriko, but I'd prefer to be on any angle than being here, right? Go. You have teleport. Force resources here so that you get out of jail free card. Force resources to be devoted here so that you can get out of jail free elsewhere, right? Hold some space. I don't hate what you're doing right now because we're trying to get some damage done, right? We're not being useless. You're looking for damage windows. Sure. I don't hate this. I don't hate this. Why? Because your team kind of baited them here and you still kind of held your angle here. Basically what I'm saying is that you're kind of on an angle now, right? You can kind of see it right now. You see it, you're a little bit off to the side. My point being is it wasn't great, and you can feel why. Because calling this an angle is me being literal, right? Yeah, it's technically an angle, but it's a pretty, like, where are you going to get out from here, right? Nowhere, really. You're kind of stuck. So this is a good job if we'd not had the opportunity to start up here, is kind of my point. You see what I'm saying? Or if we not had the opportunity to play something a little bit like this. Because I would literally unironically prefer you to do this and then to be where you're at right now. It would be both safer and more effective. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. But I don't hate this. Go ahead.
Yeah. On other games, I would set up over there where the Doom was, but I just thought it was troll.
What do you mean in other games?
Well, in other instances of Circuit Royale games.
Oh, I see what you're saying. But why not this one?
I guess I just had the play main mindset.
Sure. I guess why
Help my
though
team
is the
more.
question, right?
Yeah.
Right. Like you. I'm not saying that you need to carry, but you need to pull your weight right now, right? And right now you're basically exclusively pulling weight through your mechanics and not through how you're positioning. You want another spicy take?
Yeah.
You know where people are. 1, 2, dead Winston. You know Ash is here. You should teleport to your Doom. You should do it. You're safe. Because who's in here? You know who's in here, right? Come on. You got it. You got it. This is where you want to be. Bam, bam. Bam, bam. You got cover. You're not in a position to deal with this. Don't go backwards. Don't lose space. It's pathetic, right? You're that guy. This is you, right? There's no such thing as a rule that you're not allowed to not teleport to another target, right? That's something we tell gold players, right? You know that you understand the nuance behind that. You know who was there. You knew it was safe. Go deal with that. That's your job. You see what I'm saying? Do the Kiriko thing. Do what Kiriko's unique at. Use the teleport. Position yourself on angles where you can heal or damage or whatever. Get out, get in, I don't know. Push yourself more, right? That's what I'm looking for. I'm not saying troll lobbies or play more aggressive even. I'm saying explore where, like right now, where should you be as Kiriko right now? Where should you be? Where's the space that matters?
The bridge.
The bridge, right? Why? Because that's what doesn't mean shooting a sig shield is, right? You have a wall climb. Walk up, wall climb, cross your fingers. Are you going to win this 1v1 versus the Reaper? 9 times out of 10, no, you're just going to get cleared. But there's a chance. That's the only thing you guys have right now is a chance. So why aren't you doing it? You get what I'm saying? You're not being part of the solution right now using the Kiriko. And so right now we're healing and we're damaging and we're weaving and so on. But it's too late, right? Like, congrats. Like, we're not doing anything of substance here. Now, I don't hate this, but if I'm being nitpicky here, where should you rotate from here? In fact, it's probably already too late.
Yeah.
No. Crucially, no. Because you haven't been pressured enough.
Oh.
Do you see what I'm
I
saying?
guess I can go up the bridge.
Yeah, now it's too late. I think it's too late because I think you're probably going to get shot as you rotate the bridge. But if we go back right here, this was a perfect time. You see it?
Yeah.
This is a perfect time. You go to bridge here. What is the enemy team going to do?
Look at me.
How?
That would be difficult for them.
It would be. Now, they're going to do it, right? What's going to happen? Predict. Give me a good guess.
My guess is that the Reaper will try to TP up.
Yep, Reaper TP, probably a Moira orb, maybe even an Ashe coach gun or a Dynamite, try to get up there. Maybe Sigma throws a shield up here or shields and tries to walk on you. Okay, so then tell me what your Doomfist is going to do. Okay? It's death.
I hope to God.
It's death. It's death for the enemy team. He's going to kill them. Okay? Why?
Yeah.
Because you're pulling attention to yourself. Then you teleport out. You've earned it.
Okay.
You know? You don't have to wait even until you're low. You don't even have to wait until you have to burn Suzu on yourself if you don't want to. That's all right. But there's no reason for you to not go there sooner. Do the Kiriko thing, right? I would Kitsune this right now. They've missed every shot. Just Kitsune. Kitsune towards your team here. Yeah. Thank you. Holy crap. Where has this been? This is great. This is great. Holy smokes. I would have loved for you to give more respect to the enemy team with playing cover, right? So I'm actually encouraging you to have more respect, right, with your cover usage, right? But yeah, I don't know any other support that could do this, right? Maybe Moira. I don't know. This is great. Just sit here and chill. Yeah, sure. Get out. Yep. There it is. You did the Kiriko thing. You did something that their supports could not, you know? Not because they're bad, but because it's what your character does better, you know? This is a little bit unfortunate, you know? Just gotta, again, you can kind of see what I'm saying when it comes to the Kiriko angles. Whenever you end up in a small room, it's not always bad. It's just a little bit riskier, and you have to be a little bit snappy with it. If you teleport out here, you bait 2 ults and live. congrats, and then you still win the fight, you know? So this was not a bad play. This is you going, okay, I took space, but I was too slow to respond to their threat, you know? So I need to go back and not die there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Whenever you die, you don't go, oh, I made a mistake. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Maybe you should look at the execution of that position instead. Nice ragdoll, by the way. That was hilarious.
Thank you.
Okay. You're early here, so be careful, because you will get cleared here if you're not careful, but I like what you're doing. Right?
Right.
I don't want you getting shot by Sigma unnecessarily, but this is good. Because what will happen is this Doomfist will cross and be like, oh, nice, I can cross and I'm not going to freaking die, so this is fine. Don't worry about the Suzu there, they're fine. Yes, yes, yes. Where is this Moira's cover? Where is she safe? Nowhere. Right? Because she's either dying to Doomfist, Cass, or you. There's nowhere to go. Excellent job. This is beautiful. Now, this is, again, a very compressed angle. So you're going to have to kind of wait things out. As your Doom walks forward, where do you go from here? You're too slow, but where should you be right now? Small adjustment.
Probably where the Sojourn is.
You could. Yeah, you absolutely could open up here. You could also walk forward to your casting and press here. It's more compressed, but it is an angle. Your choice. Either one. I mean, Suzu there would have been really lovely. I'm not going to lie with you. I would say just in general, being a little bit faster pressing here would have been probably the play, and then obviously keeping your Juno alive, but yeah.
Yeah.
And you notice that when you're aggressive, look at how you're aggressive, right? No subtlety at all. Just let's just walk my face into them, you know? Okay, you're gonna die here. Yeah. What do you do? You have no space right now. You have no angle right now. Where do you go?
Probably back to where I was.
Yeah, you should
On top of the
teleport.
tent.
You should use your teleport. You don't have time to set up, so you should use your cooldown to set up for you. We don't like this. We'd avoid it if we can at all avoid it, but you can't, so you have to use it. Use your teleport right now. Preferably end on cover. But yeah. I mean, this is lucky, but the problem is that you stuck. You stopped. Your Ana's going to hold here. Where should you be? It's a dumb question, right? We just answered that, right? Keep going. Keep going. Get out of the choke. I know you're thinking Kitsune right now, but you need to get out of the choke. So even if you're late with the Kitsune, you're not getting your face blasted off. Sometimes you won't even use the Kitsune. Good job. Is all this making sense right now?
Yes.
Notice that we're not going crazy with you always need to be flanking behind the enemy team backline. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Depends on what the map gives you. If the map doesn't give you anything good, it's not necessary. Like, for example, right now, where should you have been? If we go back to this specific position right now, you have all the information you need. Where should you be right now?
With the Cass.
With a cast. Why? Because these guys are old farts. They're slow. They're not going to move. You can move. Go take the angle here. This angle is fine for you. Either one of these is good, right? So I'm going to always prefer the one that's isolated and supported, right? Go. Go to the Cassidy. Can you use your teleport here? Dumb question, obviously. Go. There's nothing happening, so you go here, and this is what you see. Look at that. Doomfist healing, Cassidy healing, wop, 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 because that's my noise of choice. Instead, this is the space that we're controlling. Son of a gun. It's criminal that you guys let that choke go for free, and I'm going to blame you at least for 27% of that.
Okay. I'll take that.
Where should you be? You're under extreme duress right now and under a lot of pressure. You shouldn't be. Where should you be?
Probably... Maybe the stairs on the left?
Yeah,
Or the pillar
yeah. You here or, you know, here, right? Either choice. You can do silly things here. You could do all sorts of stuff here, right? If you had Kitsune, maybe you could play a little bit more honest, but I don't see any reason for you to be here. You have a teleport. Where are you going to teleport to now?
Nowhere.
Look at this. That nade wasn't even aimed for you. There you go. Get off to the side. Yeah. I would rather have you on an angle than be. I honestly think angle's better than being close, or being far away. Sorry. Nice teleport. It's beautiful. You had the right idea. You started to take space there towards the end, because if you don't deal with that Reaper, he kills you anyway. So, yep. This is very close, but we're on an angle. Because, yes, you see it. Good job. You have a Suzu for this. Moron. Sure. Somebody's got to deal with that Moira. Might as well be you. You almost died for it, but that attention went to you and you lived anyway. So that took pressure off of your team. Thank you. This is the Kiriko. Stay here. Good job. It feels messy too, like very, very, very goofy, but like look at the split. They've been unable to walk forward because you've been willing to put yourself under a little bit of risk. You haven't done any damage, but you've been bait, and bait's good. Look, he's got a shield. I would hold here. I would maybe back off to the little pillar behind you, but yeah, good stuff. This is good. Close, yeah, good. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. You look at this here, and you go, man, should I have been this close? Could I have been here instead, right? Or should I have hit more shots here? Or did my team screw up? Or did we mess up on the rotation? Or did I get surprised by the flank or whatever? And then, yeah, the answer is, yeah, you screwed up. Your team screwed up. You screwed up. But you know what? You did the right thing. It was a good try. And they used 2 ults and they're going to win it. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. But you see what you did there is you actually took space, and we can learn something from that. So if we go back here, let's focus, because you're in the right position, we'll focus on what you did. What do you think? You coach yourself here.
Definitely be more mindful of the Reaper. And then maybe play safer because of that. Like just a tiny bit on the high ground.
Like Reaper, what? Like as in safer as in back off?
Like, just watch out for flanks.
Yeah, sure.
I don't usually think about that.
Sure. But see, like this took resources, this took attention, and it also gave you scouting. Like you didn't get surprised by the Reaper. The Reaper came for you. And so now you know where the Reaper is. You actually have scouting on where that Reaper is. So this is just poor execution from you and your team as a whole, but like it was a good try. All right, this is a lost fight. Where's the space now? You know, right?
With the Doom.
With the Doom, right? Okay, now it's with the Cassidy. So you get yourself to here. Then you make your decision from here. Do I want to go deeper? I don't feel safe there? Okay. Right? Could you teleport here?
I could.
I think you could. I think she's migrated enough. You can go here. You can assist your Doom. You can assist your Sojourn. You can shoot. You know? Control some space. Because the problem with you not walking forward is anytime that your tank does something aggressive, you're MIA. Look at where you are now and look what your tank is doing. Now, plant yourself here and look what your tank is doing. Heal, 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 shoot, 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 heal, shoot, 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 oh, heal, shoot, 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 shoot. We're cooking. You see it? You help your tank hold space. You don't let him do it by himself. Do you see the difference there?
Yes.
Where should you be? Small adjustment.
On the left here in the
Yep, get off the side just here. Yep. You got it. I can smell the Kitsune rush, right? But you can Kitsune rush from angle on the main, right? You don't have to stack here.
Yeah.
So whenever you do take an angle, case in point, you take it really poorly. What was wrong with the ingredients of your angle? What was wrong?
I was too far up.
Too far up?
And
there's no cover here, right? So you were too far up and you were too far from cover. Here or here, like literally just here, perfect. Perfect situation. Where should you be instead?
Maybe, well, with the cast now.
With a Cassidy, right? Why? Because it's a +1 to heal somebody, which is always attractive. But also, which angle do you like better and why?
The high ground.
Why?
It gives me more view of the battlefield.
Right. Kiriko generally likes more open space. She doesn't like compressed space. Now, is it better to be here or is it better to be here? Obviously, here, right? So this is not bad. It's just not optimal. But yeah, this is important. And, you know, because you're Kiriko, sometimes you just do things that you really shouldn't. Yeah. Like, this is ridiculous, right? Like, what the heck, you know? But that's good. That's good. Like, this is good. So I don't, it's not optimal, but it is good. It's great. To be honest with you, probably should have held the angle with Suzu. Or used your Kitsune rush earlier. So shoot here. Suzu yourself, Kitsune. Or Suzu towards your tank, and so. You get what I'm saying? You can teleport here, but you need to make it. Right? Yeah. And you need to use that freaking Kitsune rush. This is too close. This is too close, right? And do you see what happens? Reaper goes kills your Sojourn. You leave the angle, look who vacates it, fills that vacated spot. Ash, right? And what have you done in the meantime? Part of it was a little bit of an accident. You didn't quite make the teleport that you wanted to, but it's kind of my point here. You made a suboptimal choice with your angle, so you should probably just make your bed and lie in it. You know, make the best of the situation that you're in. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, let's keep going. Do you have any questions so far?
No. Oh,
okay.
I guess I'll play Brig.
We can look at a little Brig if you want to, or we can look at Kiri, your choice.
Oh yeah, we can look at Brig. Although I think she's way weaker.
Sure.
Than my Kiriko.
Sure. A little bit less broad with your angles, but you can do those close range positions that you can't do with Kiriko. For example, that last fight, the position that you were with Kiriko would be great with Brigitte. Control that space, control that sightline, pack your Cassidy, pack your Sojourn or whatever, without necessarily having to lose your position. Brig's fine here. It's a little tricky, but it's doable. Yep. Where can you go from here? Where's your next? Yep. Find your angle that has a little bit of space for you to work with. Bash to here. Hold the space here. Control it. Oh, Reaper in my backline. Deal with that. So this is fine because you're out of here. But if he's not there, then go find somewhere else to take space. Sure. I wouldn't hesitate to pack that. Don't worry about saving your packs unless you have one left. Got me? Just use them. Because they should be going back in and doing things, and instead he's sitting here looking at a health pack. Go. He needs to go. You already have 3 packs, so what are you doing with them? You know what I'm saying? I would be packing my Doomfist here, right? You know, oh, don't pack tank. Oh, of course you can pack tank. Get him in there. Make sense?
Yeah.
Where should you be space-wise here? Same question, right?
Probably the bridge.
Probably the bridge. You had the opportunity to take stairs, help your team, go from there. Contest this space, go from there. Pack's fine. Where do you go from here? Where's your next space? You got 2 people on cart. We don't need you on cart. Where do you go?
+1 the Reaper.
Yeah,
well,
this room is really nice for me. This is a Brig room, right? I don't walk in here super aggressively necessarily, but yeah, walk forward. Let's go. Help your Reaper. Help your Doom. Don't sit here and pack them. Proc your Inspire. Hit your whip. Swing a little bit if you see an opportunity. Go for it. Take space. The angles here are relatively compressed. You're not going in these crazy flanks, right? You don't need to. Where should you be right now?
I would probably hug the wall.
Yeah, hug here, hug even here, right? Pack, pocket your Genji, deal with this. Pack, pocket your Genji. Don't be fish food. The worst thing you could do is stack with your Ana on top directly, with the exception of something like a Winston jump, you know? Right? This is too easy. This is a way to get pincered. It's not the end of the world because it's just him, but something to consider. Where do you go from here?
Probably with my team because they're all pushing in.
Walk up. Yeah, walk up here. Get up here. Get to here. Go help them. Let's go. Now, you guys got to break that stereotype. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not what supports is supposed to do. So I'm glad to see you moving here. Let's go. Yes. Yes. Good. 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 Hold this corner here. Yeah. Where's your next corner from here? Where should you go?
The one where the door is.
Get to left. Get to space control here. Don't let anything take this flank. Yep. You got it. Too slow, and now you die. You want to know why you died? Because where is the enemy team's attention right now? And one lane, one spot.
Yeah.
Everything that could possibly be harmful is vomited down this direction. If you want to see something funny, though, check this out. Here, let me ask you a question. If you'd been on that angle, would you have gotten healed?
I would have.
Yes, you would have. You wouldn't have LOS'd your Ana. Because you're trying to hide from the enemy team, which also happens to be hiding from your team because you're all in the same little lane, right? So,
Yeah.
you know, one bad turn deserves another, you know? Okay, good. Where should you be?
Probably hugging the wall. Here with
Right
my
here,
Reaper.
right, exactly. This is an angle. You're like, it's not an angle. Yes, it is. This is where they are. This is where you are. They have to choose. Now, if you had rally, where could you be if you want to be really saucy?
I guess frontlining.
You could.
Well, not necessarily.
It's the wrong answer, though. Where's your angle? Remember, when you have rally, you open your angles more so than you would because you're more mobile and you're more tanky, right? So instead of holding the choke here, where else could you hold the choke?
Would do.
Yeah, go over here. I wouldn't do this without rally necessarily, but what are you going to do? Punish me? Turn all the way around here? I'll just hold shield. I'll pop rally and I'll just hold it. Just live, you know? All that attention towards you, right? This would be a more Kiriko angle, right? Or a Kiriko angle like here. You get me? Right?
Uh-huh.
But because you're playing Brig, your angle, it's not that you don't take angles, you just don't take angles as isolated. Unless you have rally. And all of a sudden, it doesn't matter anymore.
Oh.
So the problem here is not that, I shouldn't have done it. It's just that you overdid it. You overdid it.
Yeah.
You overdid it. You were close. Like, you could hold this with Reaper right here, swing, whip right there, and then you could rally or whatever. I mean, this is a nice little setup from your Doomfist and your Reaper, right? And obviously, like, look at this from their perspective. Like, look at this poor, I think it's the BAP here. Check this out.
Damn.
Nice, we're going, guys. The off-angle punch with the nade, it's beautiful, you know? So you didn't die in vain. You baited attention. It was all part of your strategy. I love that.
Yeah, it really was.
I respect that so much. But that's one of those deaths where you look at that and like, I wasn't positioned poorly. It's just like what I did on the position. And because I actually was controlling some space with Brig, you know, I died because I was sloppy, but it did force something. And I did set up my team for success. Where should you be?
On the little high ground here on the right. Looking
You're gonna get spicier with it. You should go with your Doom Reaper. Why? Yeah, why?
I guess to support them.
Well, yeah, but why are you allowed to do that? Because you already know that feels awkward. But why are you allowed to do that here?
Why am I allowed?
Rally.
Oh,
You get me?
interesting.
I wouldn't do this without rally. I like what you said here. And to be honest with you, if you did this with rally, I would still like this. I think this position's great. So don't let me downplay that angle. I don't think you need to go that deep. This is great. You could do this with rally too, by the way. But if you wanted to, you could get away with this because you have rally. This is definitely more of a what angle. What hero would thrive on an angle like this? Hint, you main them.
Oh, Kiriko.
right? Some open space, nice juicy teleport, right? But, you know, you could do the same thing with Brig. But yeah, you definitely need to get up here. You need to get up here. Don't let the Sigma turn his brain off and spam and hit 4 people, right? He has to choose. Do I go for Ana? Do I go with Brig Genji? I don't know, right? This is too, because this is, you could, the thing that makes Brig exceptional is that she can hold a smaller space and help somebody split from her, right? If your Ana gets hit by a volley, you pack her. You don't stand in front of her. You get what I'm saying? You have the HP and the survivability to control angles. You need to use that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you want to put yourself on the most important angle that you can control, and you support angles that you cannot control with your packs. Like, for example, if you did not feel comfortable going top, you could still pack your Doomfist or your Reaper while holding this space here. The reason why you should be with your Genji here is not because Brig should support Genji, but because this position feels better for Brig. That's why.
Okay.
Prioritize yourself, not necessarily just your life, but prioritize what positions you like the most, and then help positions with your packs that you can't control. This is crazy. I mean, at least you're playing aggressive, I guess. Like you're doing Brig things. It's just not very. I won't say subtle, but it's not very. Not delicate. What am I looking for here? It's not very strategic, I guess is what I would say, right?
Yeah.
And so your mileage may vary with us.
I was trying to stun the cast ult, but
Yeah,
she
I
also-
understand. This is why you don't start from here, though. This is why you start from here. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where should you be?
I can't tell who that is. Is that my Doom?
Doesn't
In
matter.
front?
See, this is the thing. It doesn't matter if that's your Doom or not. Where should you be?
I guess I can pack my Reaper up here and then help my Doom
Sure.
hold the door.
Sure. The question, just somewhere here or here, somewhere where there's cover, right? Oh, but
Right.
like you're not. Let's be honest. You're not getting out. Okay. You're not getting out. You're living or dying with this push. You may die, but you gotta try. What is this? This is not a Brig angle, right? If your Genji's gonna deal with cart, then fine, let him deal with cart, right? If nobody deals with cart, then yeah, you do have to deal with cart, right? But you gotta move, right? The only way you win this is if somehow you miraculously clutch it here or clutch it here, right? Or do something here or something, right? Like this is oh dear, right? We're just existing, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You would probably have to play Ring Around the Rosie and run away and hide, but your only chance there was to hold some space, and you didn't. So, you're noticing a pattern here. Whether Brig or Kiriko is the same thing, no? What was the thing that you needed to improve?
Position.
Positioning. Specifically, what type of positioning? Cover usage can always get better, but what were you specifically talking about?
Probably angle more. Stop.
Angle more, but not just angle brainlessly. But what angle can I control with Kiriko? What angle should I be on with Brigitte? Do I have rally? Do I not have rally? Do I have Suzu? Do I not have Suzu? Do they have Widow? Do they have Tracer? Should I go with my tank on the angle? Should I go with my DPS on the angle? You did a pretty good job of when I was asking, where should you go? You found good spots, certainly better than what you're doing in the moment. This needs to be trained more. So you were saying, I know there's nuance, but when should I go here? Don't look for rules. Develop your skill. Develop your skill. Practice making these decisions in the moment first. You get me? And then if you're confronted with a specific situation that you felt like I thought about it, I just didn't know what to do, then that's where somebody like me can help. You can shoot me a message like, hey, this particular situation, I had Kitsune. Is it better to play with, if I can choose between my DPS or my tank, is it better Kitsune my DPS, is it better Kitsune my tank because both angles were good? Wow, that's a good question, right? Because that's a weird situation that you thought through. But if you're looking for an easy rule, you're looking in the wrong place. You need to play space. You need to take angles. When is it better to take an angle with your tank or with your DPS? I don't know. Go figure it out for me.
Okay.
Right? But you do need to take space, and you do need to take angles. And what a Brigitte and what a Kiriko angle looks a little bit different, but the intention's still the same. It is your responsibility to help your team control space. It is not your responsibility to damage only or heal only. We didn't really talk about it as much as that. I think once you put yourself on the position, damage and healing, you did fine. Might be taking an angle and healing a lot. Might be taking an angle and damaging a lot. I don't know. But control some space. Control some space. And control space that's unique to the character that you're playing. Don't just turn your brain off and play an angle just because Spilo said so. What angle should be playing with Brig? What angle should be playing with Kiriko? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
Should I always be working on my mechanics, like every day? Would that be good?
What do you mean your mechanics? Explain.
Like, hop in a deathmatch every day, hop into Vaxa every day?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'd spend a few minutes doing that for just warm-up every day, but yeah, you don't have to. It might be helpful, actually, to go into a handful of your ranked games and work on your mechanics. Like, as in, I'm not worrying as much about my positioning. I'm just focusing on, like, crosshair placement and stuff, That's good. Yeah, absolutely. Mechanics are underrated. They're underrated. No, they're definitely underrated. Yeah, certainly by the educational community, right? Everyone thinks, it's just Overwatch is just macro. No, it's not. It's a lot of macro, but if you put yourself on an angle and can't hit the broadside of a barn, more power to you, right? You got to hit your shots. So I would put a lot of focus on my mechanics, right? But I would find a healthy balance of working on my mechanics in ranked, and working on my angling, right? And working on my cooldown usage. Obviously, people say just play ranked, get better with mechanics, and I believe that's mostly true. But I definitely think you can accelerate that by going into a certain percentage of your ranked games and just saying, I'm going to really work on aiming each individual shot. Because, I mean, you know how it is with Kiriko, especially. You just turn your brain off, You just shoot. That's not the fastest way to get better mechanically. You got to aim your shots, even if that means not firing at full fire rate. Okay, any other questions? That was a good one.
Okay, in terms of hero pools,
Mm-hmm.
you said it was a bit, I was spread out too thin. Who do you think I should be focusing on?
I don't know. You tell me. Do you want to clean up your Kiriko? Probably, yeah. Do you want to add another character to your pool? Yeah, probably. Okay, let's focus on that then. So maybe it's Kiriko Brig for right now, and you only swap to something else when your team demands it, like as in your scrim team, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
Okay, well, that works.
Yep. And then maybe that changes. Maybe like your team wants you to start learning Lucio and you want to give it a shot. Okay, then Kiri Lucio it is. Maybe Kiriko gets thrown off the deep end, right? Okay, then Brig Lucio it is, right? Or Zen,
Right.
I don't know. Just don't do 4 different things at once. Let's focus on trying to develop 2 heroes at once whenever possible.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I was doing that actually. I was focusing on only Curie Break, but then I was told that I should play more characters just to really learn their game because my game was so bad.
I think that can absolutely be a goal for you, but then that means that you need to kind of put a pause on the Brigitte and work on developing something else instead. Or put a pause on the Kiriko and start working on something else. Now, right now, you just got coaching for Kiriko Brick. So I would strongly encourage you to work on Kiriko Brick. But that's for the next few weeks. After that,
Yeah.
work on because the thing is, if you think about what we talked about with the angles, where should you play, what space should you control? Lucio, yep. Ana, yep. Zen, yep. Bap, yep. Juno, yep. You know? That's something you can work on with those characters too. Sure. Any other questions? Good one.
So, with team comps,
Mm-hmm.
should I always be like paying attention to what my team is playing and playing accordingly to that, or should I just keep working on what I need to work on?
Keep working on what you need to work on, but I strongly encourage you to focus when you are playing your angles, where are we taking fights? Because I have a feeling that part of the reason your team's hesitancy with you taking off angles is that you were not being very attentive to where fights were happening, and so you would end up completely by yourself where you couldn't teleport out, or you couldn't fight around where your team wanted to fight. It's very difficult, especially in Flashpoint, right? There's a lot of rotations, there's a lot of movement. Where are we fighting? Okay, then I'm going to support that angle instead. It's a lot easier in Circuit. It's a lot more linear, but it's important.
Okay.
If your team has something they want to work on, you can work on that. But especially in rank, you need to be working on these things.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. Any other questions?
Not that I can think of.